what happens at the moment of death? For the believer, this is obviously not a tragedy, but what happens at the moment of death?
Well, the Greek word for death carries the idea of separation. And so at the very moment of death, the spirit separates from the body. And we see that in 2 Corinthians 5, verse 8. It happens just as easy as a hand slips out of a glove. Now, you might remember when Stephen was being put to death by stoning, he said to Lord Jesus up in heaven, he says, Lord Jesus, receive my spirit. Well, Stephen knew that he was about to die. His physical body was about to cease living, and at that point his spirit would depart from the body, and that's why Stephen said, Lord Jesus, receive my spirit. Now, you don't receive an instant resurrection body. Rather, we await that future day of resurrection,
right.
And we don't know when that day is coming. It's the day of the rapture, but for a certain time we do dwell in heaven as disembodied spirits, even though we can still talk and interrelate with each other and recognize each other.
Even as spirits, we can do those things.
Even as spirits, we read, for example, in, Luke 16, 19-31, about the rich man and Lazarus, and, they had died and passed on. They still recognized each other just perfectly, no problems recognizing each other, and I think the same thing will be true with us. We read in 1 Thessalonians 4:13-17 that the greatest part of the future lies when we get that resurrection body, and we will have that eternal reunion. Paul talks about the tent in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Our body is like a tent that can get knocked down. But one day, we're going to get a resurrection body. I like to call it a body upgrade, and it's going to be like a building. Just think about that distinction between a tent and a building. Your resurrection body is going to be phenomenal.